Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slickey here on Daybreak. We continue our Shelton City Council candidate conversations, and she is running in the 7th position, Mary Eagleson. Hi, Mary.
Hi there. How are you?
I am well, thank you. For folks who may not be familiar, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I lived in Shelton, Washington in the 80s for a couple years and then came back in the 90s. My daughter was here. And then left and went back to California. And from the 80s to the 90s, I ran a landscaping business. My daughter was married, so I took care of my son. And I did it so I could put him through college, and he played football. And as most people know, that most women that work in an office or a waitress or anything else, they don't let you off to go to football games. Nah, that's not a priority. So I thought, what can I do so I can be there for him? So I did landscaping, taught him how to put in sprinklers that my father had taught me what to do. And I went to every football game. Never missed a one.
Wow.
Even in the middle of the day. I don't care what I was doing. If I was mowing a lawn, it was time to go. It's time to go. Football game. Sorry. Back later. And people knew it. They loved me for it because, family, you got to be there for them. So.
What got you interested in running for the city council, and were you in favor of the expansion?
Yes. I'm going to take some credit for the expansion. When I first started going to the commissioner meetings, and I noticed that there was not conversation back and forth between the commission and the people in the seats, I approached the commissions and said, where's our city council in this town? And I was told that there was no city council. And then I approached one of the people on the commission and said, why don't we have a city council? What can we do to get one going? And I will give credit where credit is due. Ms. Moore did go get the ballots, the signatures to get it on the ballot, and got it passed. And I congratulate her for that. But I will take some of the credit for pushing the council into doing this, the commission, into getting a council, because we need more diversity. We need more views. And you can't, if you don't have a city council and you don't have town hall meetings for the people, how do the people know what's going on? We need the voice of the people. You can't just say that we're the people that run this town, because that's not how a government should be run. We're not overseas. We're not Russia. We don't have just certain people running the whole city, the whole town. The town is supposed to run this town. The people of Shelton should care about the town and have a voice in what is happening in their town and what can be done to make it better. And there's so many people out there with great ideas, great visions, that we need to hear from them. Not just the people that are 3 people on a commission. You don't get a diversity that way. You don't get other ideas. Yes, people can come and talk at the podium, but they're not getting feedback. And we need to do it so there's communication. And that's one of my platforms. It's we have to have that communication between the people and the government of the town.
Well, let's talk about that, your platform. What are some of your platform tenets, and what would you like to accomplish if you make it to the council?
Okay, number 1, achieving the diversity for the council. Number 2, getting more ideas, and I have some ideas that I'm working on, to help the homeless. And yeah, a lot of people go, why should we help them? They do drugs, they drink. Not all of them. I've talked to many people on the street, and some of them, their families just threw them out. Maybe they had an argument, whatever. They didn't care that they're sleeping under a tree. They don't care if they're sleeping on the ground in the grass. So, we need to do something. People don't want the homeless in their yard. They don't want them on the street. But people aren't coming up with ideas. Nobody's coming forth and saying, why don't we get some property, build some single homes, or why don't we build a complex and they can stay there for so many months and maybe have a medical thing on staff or something in this complex. Stop some of this drug use, but you throw them out in the street, that's all they know. That's the only people they communicate with are the people that are doing the drugs. And if you are not one of them, then they might think you're a cop. So then they're not going to be talking to you. So there's a separation even on the street. The people that are good, no. But you walk down the street as a homeless person or carrying stuff, and people won't even give you the time of day. They won't even say hello.
What would you think? Give me some of your opinions on some of the biggest problems facing Shelton into 2018.
Well, some of the problems they're working on a lot of road work. They're working on trying to get the budget down more and not having to owe so much. There's a lot of things that go into that. It's more complicated than just a normal conversation says. But Shelton needs to worry not so much on the expansion and all the business that you might build outside of our little city here. Because once you do that, you're going to lose this little city. You're going to lose the cuteness and the businesses in Shelton itself. Because then they're going to go where all the people are going. They're going to want to get a store where more people are shopping. And that takes away, because I've seen it in other small towns. And then what happens to Shelton? We're the Christmas city. Do you want that to go away? I sure don't. I want to be proud that our little town is a town that people want to come to. That people want to say, hey, we went to Christmas Town. We went to Shelton, Washington. It's so cute. Let's go back. Or let's move there. If you take away from the little town, you're going to have a big town built around the little town, and you're going to lose what you have in here. Let's work on our heart first. Let's work on what we have in our city and build a little bit with growth, with people. But let's focus a lot on just the city itself. What can we do to make the city better? What can we do to make people shop downtown more? It's very important.
She is running for the 7th position for the Shelton City Council. You'll see her name on the ballot, Mary Eagleson. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Are you fed up with slow internet speeds? Give iFiber Communications a call. We know how important it is to have a secure, reliable connection. Give us a call at 360-427-4000 or visit ifiber.tv.